It really is an honor to be here. Teya, thank you very much for the introduction, and for all of you here that are supporting literacy in Georgia. This is extremely important. For me, it's also just a huge honor to be around the individuals being recognized today because I really consider them rock stars in this space. Bottom line, they care about people. And so anytime that you can be associated with folks that care about people, that will always and forever be a very good thing. So thanks for this huge opportunity and honor. I want to talk a little bit about myself for a second in terms of growing up. I grew up in a small town in Alabama where my middle and high school years, I was in a single parent family. And so I faced tremendous challenges and pressures, things that I really didn't fully understand. But outside of my parents, there were really three major forces that had an impact on my life that made me who I am today. So I'll start with number one. Hearing the coach speak earlier, this brought back a lot of wonderful memories, but I think about my grandparents. They lived in the city next door, so neither one of them had a formal education. So they taught themselves how to read, write, to do math. They married when they were in high school age. They raised 7 children, one of them being my father. And I get a little bit emotional about this because when I went to school, I got a chance to spend a lot of time with them. And so their love, their support, their wisdom really guided who I am. They really set a very strong foundation for me. And even though we look on this from the standpoint of being low literate, that did not stop them from achieving and doing the things in life. They basically set us up on a course to make sure all of their children and their grandchildren were successful. But they taught me many, many things, and for my grandmother especially, having empathy was probably one of the greatest values I've been able to take from that. And I appreciate that because that really helps me process things the right way today. Second, my teachers in school. I know all of us in this room probably have someone that they remember in school. My most memorable and most impressionable encounter with one of my teachers was the fact that my math teacher in 7th grade, she basically saw potential in me. I went to Auburn, I'm an engineer, and she basically said, you'd be a great engineer because of my math skills. And she also said she challenged me to use my gifts. And the thing I think that was even more important than that was the fact that she taught me to not let anyone take that gift, skill, ability, desire away from you. Says you need to hang on to that. I don't care what they say, what you face. You should always fall back on the fact that folks, others care about you. They see potential. Do not let it be stifled. And then third, I'm an Auburn guy, coach, and I know you also are Auburn guy in the background. I will say my cultural experience at Auburn was really tremendous. We were taught that Auburn men and women have a duty or an obligation to be good, well-rounded citizens. And I'll say that with a strong bias for serving our communities, giving back and helping others. When you're a student, you may not fully appreciate that or understand that when your professors or what they're pushing you to do. Why you get involved in so many things is because when you come out of Auburn, they want you engaged in giving back to the communities you serve. So when I look at my grandparents, my teachers, my university experience, all these things really come to one thing. So what's the upshot of my experience? I didn't get here by myself. Others helped me. And I think it's safe to assume that every person in this room had similar experiences, similar background, faced many challenges, and you got here because others cared about you. So literacy action, I know that their mission, their purpose, what they're doing, why they're doing these things is extremely critical, not only to us as individuals, but to the state of Georgia. I believe that a basic education is the right of every child. A basic education is the right of every child. And all of us as citizens in Georgia should be doing everything we possibly can to ensure that each child has that opportunity. Because we know that, as Teya brought out earlier, without it, the world we live in today, it's just really next to impossible to make it. And the folks that are breaking out of this cycle are really true heroes. It takes tremendous courage to be able to break out of that cycle. And we have an opportunity as leaders in the state and our communities to be able to assist or help. In my adult life, I've focused on education, education, education. I focus on workforce development. I've focused on economic development. All these things are important. These are the keys to a successful life. From childhood to adulthood, we have to invest and support all these different initiatives. For Georgia, I'm on the Georgia Chamber. From a business standpoint, It's very personal for all of us business leaders because we know that our workforce comes from our citizens. That is our competitive advantage. We want to make sure we are investing in them. So I spend a lot of time making sure that literacy is a part of that process. So the chair that I sit in, the role that I play, that is a component or an element that is top of mind. And I challenge all that I come into contact with to do the same thing. What each person does in life impacts so many other lives. The challenge is you don't always see the results. But I can assure you, anything you do around literacy will have a tremendous impact on lives that you don't get a chance to see as a result of your work or your effort. So don't take lightly any touch point you have. I challenge everybody here to volunteer, look for opportunities to engage, because by you doing this, investing in our community, helping individuals that need help, you will make a difference. And not only will we benefit and see that today with folks that have already gone through sort of a pipeline in the education system, but any point on that pipeline that you can touch, please do. It does matter. And so I like to say that from a standpoint of workforce and economic development, we all own it. From a standpoint of literacy, we all own literacy as well. And so please join me in helping to make access to opportunities to get involved, make that easier, so that all of us can volunteer and be a part of the change that Georgia needs. We have a lot of work in front of us. Join me in this journey, because I know that at the end of the day, we're going to be extremely proud of what we've accomplished. So thank you for this huge recognition, this opportunity. I'm just doing what I do, what I learned to do, and I love it. And it's a journey that I'm staying on, and a journey I look forward to seeing many more results. Thanks.